But the next guy, we've got a couple of videos on, and that's Greg Locke.
Oh boy.
Okay, so apparently Greg Locke has quote unquote found out that there's witches in his congregation. And he's got the names of these quote unquote witches. Okay. And so he's gonna tell us, but he's got a special way of telling us.
We got first and last names of 6 witches that are in our church. And you know what's strange? 3 of you are in this room right now. Three of you in the room right now. You better look in my eyeballs. We ain't afraid of you, you stinking witch. You devil-worshiping Satanist witch. We cast you out in the name of Jesus Christ. We break your spells. We break your curse. We got your first name. We got your last name. We even got an address for one of you. You so much as cough wrong, and I'll expose you in front of everybody in this tent, you stinking witch. You were sent to this church to destroy us. You were sent to this church to lure us in. You were sent to this church to cast spell. Listen, some of you been sick because you befriended that witch. 2 of you in my wife's ladies Bible study, and you know who you are, and we gonna ask you to get out, or I'll expose you in front of everybody. We got all 6 of their names. All 6 of them. 2 of them had already been confirmed before that thing ever even said it. First and last name. This chick is new to our church and don't know none of you. So you got a choice. You can leave with your spells all by yourself. Or I'll show up next Sunday with a stage full of brooms. And I'll give you one and I'll fly your tail up out of this place in the name of Jesus. But we ain't playing your spell casting, witchcraft, nonsense, sage burning games. Everybody okay? The witches are like, nope. And your little dog too. You're out, witch.
Okay. A lot of impact there.
I mean, can I say something really that doesn't even really matter, but before we get into like the important stuff?
Okay.
And your little dog too was what the witch said to Dorothy. Like that was the witch and your little dog too.
So starting from the beginning,
oh God,
when he said we've found these 6 witches, 3 of them are here, and then he like beats his microphone on the thing. It reminded me of those videos where you see the cats and like they do some kind of weird pose and then they walk off like the screen or whatnot, and they're doing the weird pose or whatnot. I feel like that's what he was doing right there, because he had one hand up in the air, and he was hopping on one foot, and he was knocking it. Shit, he was knocking it, and he was like, ah, and it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you possessed by the witch now?
I don't know what's wrong with him. I mean, he's legit inciting violence. I think it's really weird. Here's what I want to teach my kids. That you should be more afraid of the people who are trying to kill them than the witches.
Yep.
Who are just sitting there minding their business. Also, witches, people who are Wiccan or maybe pagan. I don't know. Are there witches in paganism? Is Wiccan pagan? I don't think so. I think they're different, right?
I mean, I think they're generally collectively under like the
pagan umbrella.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we have some pagans in our Skeptic Mafia, so I apologize if I'm like mixing up. I'm not super familiar with all of that, but I don't even know where I was going with this. They're not Satanists.
Oh yes.
That's what sorry, that's where I was going. Like that's a different thing. Satanism is something completely different.
Right.
So
I mean, like Satan is a Christian like thing. As far as like how especially Greg Locke perceives Satan, that's very much a Christian concept.
Well, how he perceives it, sure, but I mean Satanism isn't a Christian thing. Satanism is its own separate religion.
Oh, it is.
And so like and there are other groups that I think would recognize like a Satan type of figure, other religious groups. But I don't know. He's legit sitting here publicly inciting violence.
That's exactly what he's doing. Because, I mean, he's like, we've got the address of one. We've got their first and last names. And, I mean, like, all they have to do is figure out, oh, well, there's only 10 women in that prayer group. 2 of them are brand new. So we know who they are.
But I also like, I don't like, but he attributes some of y'all being sick because of them cursing you. No, it's because you're holding maskless church, Greg. They have COVID because we're in a fucking pandemic.
Well, so do you want to know what people have been saying about his whole like little breakdown about witches?
I mean, sure.
So apparently there's a hypothesis running around about how he's trying to get in front of sexual assault or indecency allegations.
And there are 6 women.
Apparently, sexual assault allegations is what some people have said. In another video, Greg Locke addresses that particular thing, but him at Meta here, he says that Greg Locke wants the media to know that he's not threatening to expose 6 witches in order to get ahead of potential sexual assault allegations, as some have suggested. And apparently, he's got a really weird way of defending himself against this.
Okay. Well, I mean, so here's the thing. Like, given what Greg did to his first wife, carrying on an affair with his second wife and trying to get his first wife to commit suicide to get her out of the way so that he could marry his mistress, I wouldn't be surprised if he had sexual encounters with other women. That would not surprise me. Also, I think he has self-control issues, which you can probably tell as you watch him. But I mean, I don't know of any allegations or anything like that. But this theory would not shock me, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me either, and I wouldn't have actually went to this place first. Like, I think it's kind of weird that he's trying to out people as witches, but I wouldn't think, oh, he probably, assaulted them in some kind of way, and so he's trying to discredit them before they can come out.
He's just crazy. I don't know what he's trying to do. I mean, I feel like part of it is he's trying to make an excuse for how many people in his congregation have been sick with COVID. There's witches here making you sick.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, he cites that. So I think that might be one of them, but 2 in his wife's prayer group is very specific. Like maybe he has more contact with those 2 women. I mean, I don't know what his motivation is for doing this. I think the guy is legit mentally unstable.
I think so too. There's something that's fucking wrong with him. But anyways,
he did not used to act like this. I mean, he's always been firebrandy.
Yeah.
I mean, even toward the beginning of when he blew up on Facebook and everything, but he did not used to act like this.
I agree. And I mean, I've met Greg Locke on 2 occasions, and he did not seem this crazy at the
We
time.
were going to work with him to help homeless people in Nashville.
Yeah.
Like, he was not like this before. So I mean, we disagreed on a good many things before.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were supposed to do a debate series with his church, in his church. He was going to be setting up, like, I mean, he was not like this. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he was not like this before.
Right.
Can you believe how stupid the media is? Here's what they say. Oh, we know why he's doing that. We know why he's calling out them 6 women, which they're not all women. Get that in your crawl. Because what's going to happen is he's getting out ahead of it. Because them women that he's trying to call out, he's trying to intimidate them by calling them witches, because we believe he probably made sexual advancements and he's trying to get out in front of it before they burn the whole kingdom to the ground. No, I call them witches because they witches. Sexual advancements. Have you seen who I'm married to? I got a healthy marriage up in my house. I ain't got no lust over no witch, I can tell you that right now. Sexual advance is my hind leg. Keep yourself to yourself.
Because people with hot spouses don't have affairs.
Apparently. I mean, I feel like pointing to your wife and being like, you know, what would, you know, does it look like I need any kind of sexual advancement anywhere else? I mean, it's kind of objectifying of the wife, but it also doesn't prove that you wouldn't like sexually assault somebody.
Also, does he not? Okay, so he doesn't actually say that they're all women, but we know that some of them are women, right? Because they're in his wife's ladies group, and he mentions one. He calls this chick is new, and that was in a separate section. So I'm assuming that's a third one.
Mm-hmm.
But male witches are warlocks, not witches.
Well, yeah. So a warlock is a male practitioner of witchcraft, but I do believe that there are such things as male witches.
There are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not going to try to figure out, you know, the correct way to reference, but I mean, a warlock is a type of male witch.
Okay.
So I think it really just kind of depends on what kind of Wicca or maybe that you practice.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but
I just think this is super weird. Like, I mean, he did not explicitly say they were all women.
No, he didn't. But at the same time, he didn't exactly say anything that would make anybody think that he was referring to men as witches.
No, I mean, he talked about getting brooms and flying them away. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of that's a stereotype of a female, of a witch, of a woman witch.
Right. And not only that, but it's a stereotype of like Wicca, people that practice Wicca in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. I don't know. This whole thing is Greg is a lying piece of shit.
Yeah.
So anything he says, you can pretty much dismiss, but he's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's literally threatening people. And even if he is not saying, I'm going to physically harm these people, he's threatening to expose them. And you hear his church members in the background.
Mm-hmm.
They will hurt them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're incited to commit violence against these people.
Yeah.
Because he's blamed them for making people sick and for trying to tear down their church.
Yeah.
And so, like, he's dangerous.
Yeah. He is.
Ugh.
He's essentially incited a 21st century witch hunt. And I mean, that has never gone down well.
But I mean, we're supposed to fear the witches and not fucking people like
I mean,
him. I'm scared of people like him.
Yeah, I'm scared of the fucking evangelical Christians who will
with their fucking torches.
Yeah, who have the lowest bar for proving something to be true, and they want to make the life and death decisions for, like, you know, condemning a witch.
Yeah. They also want to be able to own nuclear weapons and biological weapons. So
yeah.
For, I mean, cases like this, I guess. This would be a
fuck.
You cannot trust the general public with those weapons because of people like Greg Locke.
Yes. It's so fucking insane, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wild. And the fact that this is not very far from us.
No, that's the scarier part.